WIIFTBP.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Keep calling me, give you some love, you want all of it. I'm out here working, nigga, get a grip. I'm just trying to touch a million, you just wanna coexist. I say you clingy and you contradict. Give you my heart, you think it's counterfeit. Give you my word and you won't trust in it. What's the point of loving me if you don't know what trust is? I need the ease you give now. Please don't back down on me. You've got the attention I need. Put your pride aside for me. Oh, 'cause I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me. That ease. While I'm out trying to get that ease. Know that I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me, baby. You're insecure. you're driving me crazy. I'm trying to get it and you keep on saying, get all my love, it's never enough. I put up with you for too long, now I'm over it. You want affection, I need money, I'ma call it quits. That is, put your pride aside for me. That is, while I'm trying to get it, that is, put your pride aside for me. Put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside. Put your pride aside, put it aside. On me. Put your pride aside for me.
Listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Feeling a kind of way this morning. Yeah. I'm feeling a kind of way this morning. We're going to have a good show. Got a lot to talk about. I do want some. There's going to be some
listener response, I'm going to ask you to open up the phone lines. We don't got to do it just yet. But I am feeling a kind of way this morning. Really? Because I feel like maybe maybe sometimes I do a lot to try to make people feel comfortable, to accommodate. That for all of the rhetoric and for everything, I often feel like people be like, oh, but I could talk to him. You ever been in a place where you feel like people have maybe overplayed their hand? Where maybe because I try to be so welcoming, I feel a certain kind of way this morning. We're going to do a show. It's going to be a decent show. I think we had a lot to talk about, but I am feeling a certain kind of way this morning, Riis. Some of these days I get a little moody.
Too early, man. 6 o'clock in the morning.
But you know what, Riis?
Must have been on your mind yesterday. If it's one of them yesterday.
It started yesterday.
Yeah,
and
that's what it is.
And I woke up to it. Like, you know how when something is happening and you ain't really ready for it, and then you be like, hold on. Then you be thinking, you play it back in your head, and you be like, wait, what? And I try to give deference a lot of times to people. But I woke up feeling the kind of way this morning. And the more I played it back, then I was thinking about, like, as I'm looking at this picture and I'm looking at you, how do you get on the offensive niggas list? We're going to talk about that today. Because it dawned on me that I could be on the offensive niggas list.
I mean, according to JB, we all out. You just got to find the least offensive. Remember, he didn't.
Okay, so what qualifies you as least? And I feel a certain kind of way. We're going to have a real interesting discussion today. I think this is going to be my friend. It wasn't really me. It was really my friend. And my friend, I got friends, Riis. I got friends all over the place. And a lot of my friends have diverse backgrounds, so they have a diverse array of opinions. And because I'm a free speech guy, right? Like, say what you want. I don't care. Say what you want. Then when you stop and, like, sometimes you stop and listen, you be like, wait, what you say? Then you go through the whole cycle of, like, you want to make sure that you're not checking your ego, make sure you ain't heard it wrong, make sure you ain't. And then it's a certain way I feel like, yeah, man. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm going to need some advice today. I'm going to need some perspective. Riis, Sometimes I tend to go nuclear. I don't want to say nuclear, but I assume the worst. And then I calm down. Like I'll back out and I'll be, and realistically, I try to rationalize why it's not the worst before I get to the, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes when you be like, wait just a minute. And I feel like I had to wait just a minute yesterday. My friend, not me. My bad. Anyway, not my cousin though. It's like this is a difference than my cousin. Hey Riis, can I ask you a question? Do you think, like, not to be, and I mean this in a humble way. In Black Chicago, do you think that Black people know who I am? Like in the realm of like the Black, you know, like the little Black space. I go a lot of places, and when people see me, they say, hey, let's take a picture. Right?
I think a lot of people know you. I don't know about like the younger generation.
Nah, I don't even appeal. But like if you would say in the political, I would say that if you're in the political realm, it would be hard to say you don't know me.
That's correct.
You might be like, I don't mess with them.
But you do know, yeah.
But you know me. I kind of feel like people be thinking like you got to stay in your place. Like, who am I? Riis, I feel a kind of way today. I feel like I work every day. I get up at 6:00 in the morning. I do my show. I got a beautiful wife. I would say my wife is pretty well known as well. I would say that we like to consider ourselves outsiders, but yet and still one of Chicago's Black power couples. I can be honest with you and tell you that when we go places, people be like, ooh, can I get a picture with one of us or not both of us? Which Black people how do we know who are the offensive Black people? I'm going to talk about that today. And I want to know who gets to determine who are the offensive Black people and what do you have to do to be an offensive Black person? Huh? I woke up feeling a kind of way. Because I don't know how I don't even know. Sometimes, like, I feel like maybe everybody too comfortable. Like, maybe I don't think on the same level as everybody.
Usually the offensive Negro is the one that, doesn't say, the typical things, like the one that, actually speaks his mind, you know what I'm saying? So the least offensive Negro is the one, hey, yeah, sure, like the one that's always kind of like agreeing with the man. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm talking about? Like the black man that don't really be black man. Like that's the least. That's when he said like the least offensive Negro. Like you know exactly the Negro. Like I'm like how you played that movie that got us took off. That's a least offensive Negro. And an offensive Negro would be somebody like Django. That's someone that spoke their mind, deal with when you quiet, you can, he's okay. That's the least offensive. He doesn't really say anything. But when you speak your mind, like, nah, man, that ain't right. You can come off offensive. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And then when you black only, when you trying to really, black first and everything, that can really also, so least offensive is saying all lives matter, that's acceptable. Black lives matter, you can really, they can take it as inoffensive.
Yeah, man. I'm not sure that I have done when you I feel like maybe of I don't know. We're gonna talk about this a little bit later. Because I went through a whole series of things yesterday where you ever just stop and listen and play something back and you be like, wait. Huh? Then you don't know if you crazy. You ever be like, am I crazy here? And you got you be like, I'm like, you ever been somewhere where somebody catch you on your heels and they get you and you be like, damn. And you ain't ready for the, you was just do and they get you. And you be like, wait. Then you play it back. Then you play it back in slow motion. Like, Riis, remember how I tell you I be in a room and sometimes I be like, it's almost like I'm recording it. And then it's like I can go back and be like, you ever feel like somebody maybe took too many liberties with you?
Of course.
Like you famo. Like you fam, but damn. Well, wait, hold on, cuz.
Of course.
Like famo. Wait. I know. But did you just put your feet on my couch? In my house?
Didn't see nothing wrong with it.
And be like, you doing me a favor by putting your feet on my couch in my house? Like, hey, look, we could be outside. But in my house?
They got too comfortable.
Yeah. How to become an offensive Negro. I want to get the characteristics of the offensive Negro. We're going to do that a little bit later. Who are the Negroes that can get you in trouble? I mean, there clearly is a list of Negroes that can get you in trouble. You
might be on that.
I want to know I want to know what puts you on the Negro trouble list. Don't laugh. It's not funny. Because it clearly, huh?
Yeah, you might, in the world, they might have put you on there.
I feel like mugs be like, Like, I'm tolerable trouble. Cause real talk.
Hey, you heard that man when he had came to you and you did your question. What'd he say?
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
Immediately. Good trouble.
Like
Good trouble. You could be good trouble, though. You could be good trouble, but, just...
Man. I want to find out how you get on it. First of all, I want to know the characteristics of a troublesome Negro. What are the black characteristics? And what are the characteristics for a troublesome Negro for white people? And because realistically, the only reason I could be a troublesome Negro, because I ain't offensive. I treat everybody with respect. Black, white, Asian, Latino. So it can really only revolve around have you ever do I chew with my mouth open? No, that don't make me offensive. That don't make me trouble. Have I ever stabbed or robbed? Well, let me not say that. Have I recently robbed or stabbed? Not in at least 20 years. 25, 30. What am I, 50? 30. How you get on the list, man? It's so, you know what, Riis? I ain't even say good morning. So how about this? Let's do the Mace Jackson show. I gotta tell you though, this is the problem with making me go to sleep on something, because I wake up pondering. And so today I need y'all to work me through it. I'm gonna need some phone calls. I'm gonna need some comments. Cause I really don't know what it is that I've really ever lied about. And I think sometimes people enjoy the inside-outside game. It's like I told you, I'm through with this side chick crap. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think a lot of people try to leverage the perception that I'm troublesome to their advantage. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Hey, Riis. It's the Mace Jackson Show. How you feeling this morning, man?
Man, blessed by the best. You already know the rest, man. It's March 1st, man. It's the best month. The best month. So I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good, man. A lot of things has transpired. But all good. I lost my godfather yesterday, but that's other than that, man.
We're praying for you, Riis. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Sorry for your loss.
It was good, man. He lived a good life, so just.
Riis, I got a feeling that most of your family, some kind of way, if they anything like you, they lived a good life, right? Like, I feel like something about you, Riis, make me be like, regardless of where you at, you going to have a good time, right? Man. So I feel like probably that spirit probably rolls somewhere through your family. So I have no doubt when you tell me, thanks a lot. I mean, thanks, Tennille, you messing me up. Nah, Riis, I have, it's something about your spirit, though, and I think even when your cousin came through, right, or your cousins them came through when you had to been the sheriff dude, and right, and this whole, like, I feel like, I could see that being Riis' family. I could see y'all being plugged up. I could see y'all kicking it, right? So I have no doubt when you,
Yeah, and man, he really rock with you too. And my cousin, he really rock.
That's the one with the hey, I get it for you. Right there.
That man called me. Hey. Yo, you
send the squad. Send the team. I was like, you know what? It was like yesterday, it's like that. That was like that when that happened though. When that happened, I really knew how many people actually cared or paid attention. And I'm not gonna say how many, but I'm gonna just say like that was the outpouring of love for that. And it's like, and I did not have the most brutal carjacking, right? It wasn't like I got hit or shot or nothing like that. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even a gun. But Riis, the way that people to this day, as our people be like, oh my God, I'm so right. So thank you to everybody who showed me love during that time. And yes, bro. I remember you being like, my cousins called me and told me. I was like, I got it back, Riis. You was like, we was ready. I was like, they got it. You was like, because for real, I was like, straight up.
He's like, man, I'm the head of that task force. I was like, oh.
So he wrote with Rokan.
Yeah, he ahead of the whole thing. So,
okay.
He was like, man, we can, I'll put some whoop. He said, man, we'll put him at the top right now.
He should have put him right at they should have transferred dude he should have been in the, that's okay. I'll let that be. I know there's some things. Hey, it's the Maze Jackson show. What else? Hey, Riis, they took the mask off. Did you wear your mask off? Did you raw dog the air yesterday? Did you go outside and...
You know what? Ironically, I didn't, but and actually, it was so crazy that I actually wore my mask more in places than I usually do. Like I went to like all my, like I got like a little store, like I run in and out because like everything I need like in the front. So I got to open the door. Can I get this? And then walk out back. But man, I had my mask on yesterday all day. Really, it's crazy.
See, now you gotta be different. I need my Will.I.am so I could be like. Hey man, but I'm gonna tell you what, Will.I.am don't send me my $300 damn mask, it's gonna be a problem. It was gonna be Will I Was.
Is it the tracking on that?
So on the shop app, it say it's shipped. And then you push the button and it ain't got no tracking on it.
It say it's shipped.
Yep. And somebody stole a Nike suit from me. See, that's why I don't be liking to buy stuff. Look, Nike said it was delivered. I ran home to see it was like it wasn't no package. Then I called. They was like, oh, sometimes UPS tells you that it came early. Call us in 4 days if it hasn't come. It's been 2 weeks after it came.
Yeah. That's because they can't get in y'all gate, right?
The Uber Eats dude can.
The Uber Eats dude can, but.
All the time, every time you get some food, man, you be like, damn, do I tell them the gate code or do I walk my ass all the way out there because it's cold? Uber Eats man probably got my Nike suit, man. I was gonna be fresh than a mug.
Then he gonna come and deliver the food
in it.
Be like, is that my dick?
All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson show. Let me see what else we got. Oh, shout out to Cell Davis and his crew yesterday. They were down at the Thompson Center where they talked. They had a press conference on keeping the South Side clean. Shout out to Corey Brooks. He's on the roof. He raised $10 million on the roof, but he's staying up there indefinitely till he get his $35 million. Riis, how long you say? Hey, bro, he stayed outside for 100 days, got $10 million. You think would you stay another 100 days to get another 10?
Man, listen,
just saying, I have a nice I'll be building me a crib up there.
I'll
be on this roof.
Like I'll be on by the time you done, man. I have me a whole new pattern, man. It'll be decked out up there.
Right, I have a like I stay out there at the end of summertime. You just be a rooftop in Parkway.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I'm saying. I done turned my whole roof to a whole part and got new floors and everything on there.
Hey man, did you
good? $10 million.
$10 million, man, for 100 days. I ain't tripping, but he said he's staying up there. He's staying up there. He got a beard. He gonna look like Moses when he come down. Man, don't sleep on Russia, man. They've been telling all these stories, and then they was like, that train, that caravan of traffic is coming. They have a 40-mile caravan headed to Kiev. 40 miles of tanks, trucks, supply, 40 miles long. They said we didn't see the other part when they was coming around the corner. It's going to be problems, brother. Finally, Riis, do you think the Bulls are for real?
Of course, man.
They got kind of whooped yesterday. You know, what's old boy said, Van Gundy said, we shouldn't even have that many hopes for the Bulls.
No, man, they had it's like they 6 win. It was like 6 in a row. DeMar DeRozan been putting on the 30-ball clinic. You know, he had the best team in the East against the second best. So I think we good, man. I think we good.
All right, well, let me tell y'all what. It is the Mace Jackson Show. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to welcome our seniors and social media question of the day. It's the Mace Jackson Show.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break. And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion has to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around. Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:36 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update as we head over to sports. NBA action last night as the two top teams in the East battled it out for first place. The Chicago Bulls took on the Miami Heat in South Beach last night, but they will fall short 112-99. As we head over to traffic, let's go to the Kennedy first. O'Hare to the Loop is 21 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 17, while the Edens in both directions is 28 minutes. Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 33 minutes. Back out to Thorndale, 27. On the Stevenson, 34 minutes from I-355 to the Dan Ryan. Outbound will be 30. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 41 minutes, 29 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive as usual, 7 minutes south, 8 minutes north. Today's weather, it is currently 43 and mostly cloudy. Today will be a high of 46 with a low of 34. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Tuesday here on The Mace Jackson Show.
Back to glory. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around.
You are listening to the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. And this is the Mace Jackson Show. Shout out to Church Chicago, man. Shout out to Pastor Terrence Keys. Shout out to Angie Mims. Shout out to Terrence Daniels.
You know they had no clue this was being played.
That's because they see. I know why.
No, they only tuned in. So Keys called me, and so man, he was like, Keys and Daniels, but they work, so they don't tune in until 7 because Keys get off work at 7.
Okay.
So they never hear because it's at 6:30.
Oh.
So they was like, man, I watched the show. He was like, but I would start at 7. I was like, yeah, we start at 7. I was like, no, I go back 6:30, man. Y'all saw him playing. They said I never knew the whole time.
See, man, you do all that, man, and they don't even be. They done got a whole segment. They bring the seniors in, the church people probably could do a church tour just on this song. They could probably go on church tour this song, but you know, it is the Mace Jackson Show, and we want to welcome everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. You all join us every day at 6:30. That's right, Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8 a.m. That is the time when the Saints join us. We open up the phone lines at 872-259-7474. Now, worry not, if you are a sinner, you can get here at 6. Get here early and stay till 9, stay late, because we welcome the Saints and the sinners. And on the sinners, they be on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch every day, 6 to 9, Monday through Friday. Riis, you know how you heard me say, like, I think Church Chicago could do a whole tour in a bunch of churches off this song. And then they could go ahead and bust out their gospel quartet, and they could go on to make millions of dollars. And Riis, they could probably do that, and we would never know. They probably could. and we'll never know. Matter of fact, they'll be like, oh, we did that on ourselves. All of a sudden we just showed up at the church. And one day somebody was like, the church, they was like, you got this great song called God's Gonna Turn It Around. And they might never ever say, dang, I actually heard that on the Mays Jackson show. Because see, then if I do that, then I feel like I might owe Mays Jackson. And so, Riis, this gets me to my question about the check-in. Well, first of all, let me back up, because what we didn't do was get the soul plane off the ground. So let's do this. Riis, I know I'm going to give you a second to get it together, hit the engines, get the lights on, get this sucker up, and then we're going to get this bad boy up. We sitting on the runway, but I know we got to get to our destination. So let's get this thing to 60,000 feet. Let's get it up, 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 and away. That's right. This is the Mays Jackson Show. And now, Riis, back to back with the back-to-back button flip. It's time.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Riis, when do you check in? When do you check in? Do you have to check in? Should you check in? It's a question that I asked because I was thinking about something that happened to my friend. So my friend was at a meeting with a bunch of his friends. And he invited his one friend who wasn't part of his group of friends, but because he was his friend, he allowed him to come be with his friends. And then at the kick it with his friends, my main friend says to his guest friend, he says in the room, hey, yo, I need people to do me a solid. Can you drop this off? Can you drop this off? Can you drop this off? Right? So my one friend, who's the guest of all my friends, he ain't really supposed to do the thing. It's really supposed to be all my other friends. Say, hey, I'll help you with this one friend. I'll take care of that. So the one friend who's a guest of all my other friends goes to my other friend who maybe in the past they don't really know each other, or if they did, they might have even fought. But I'm the common denominator. And so now they like it's all like they like it's cool. Like, how you know somebody, you might have been oppositional, you ain't fought directly, but they fought your friend. So you like, hey man, you be looking at him sort of kind of a way. But
because you would too and be like, all right.
But because he with you, and he looking at him like, man, what you doing around here? But because he with you, because you sent him, all the ice and the tension is broken. So then, your friend finds out, your one friend that was a guest finds out that your other friend is the connect. Or no. Not is the connect, could be the connect. So now, because he could be the connect, your friend that was the guest don't call you, but go to him and be like, let's be cool. Just in case you do become the connect. The friend who could become the connect then starts sitting down, starts chatting with your friend. Now, you don't know if your friend that could be the connect is still kicking it because he think that's your emissary. I mean, your other friend is working for you, or is your friend looking at him like, man, he could be a plug and I could. So usually to avoid conflict in those situations, me, Mays Jackson, check in. Right? If I be like, hey, Joe. And I usually be like, before I plug with this dude, y'all got any business? Is it all good? Cause my friend got a mob too. So in the process, he say, so back up. So then he does become the plug. Now your friend that was at the guest is now saying, I want him to join my mob instead of joining with you. And the plug, he just trying to get on. However, does the could-be plug who has a responsibility to check in there? Or is there any responsibility to check in? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. And let me back up, Riis, because before I do this, and I'm going to ask y'all this too, am I making sense here at all? Does this story make sense? Or is it too hard to confuse? It's too hard.
No, so basically, you know what I'm saying, like your friend had invited somebody, but it was another person there, and they directly didn't have no beef, but they might have had a person that interest where, you know, he rocked with him, but they had a beef, so they looking at each other funny. But you know what? Because they have a mutual person there, they be cool. But now the friend realized that the dude that they could have beef actually, you know, could, and then became the plug. Now he like, and now he already, before he became the plug, was like, all right, you know what, let's be cool. Now he the plug. Now he want that friend to come and join him instead of joining the friend that he was already coming there to join from, because originally they was already beefing, but now they didn't got cool, and now the person in the middle, the last that they know about it is beef whole time. Then they didn't even know that they kind of cool now, all right? And the whole time nobody checked in and let the friend know anything that's going on.
And the friend is building a mob based on. So now, who in that has, first of all, is there a check-in responsibility? And who has the check-in responsibility? So back up. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. And is that check-in a tell or an ask? Right? Do you say, hey, yo, your boy became the plug, so I'm on that? Do I get a tax? You paying me? Because the reason I sent you there was because he was working to be part of my mob. Now he flipping to be part of your mob? When the whole reason that I sent you over there was because I'm trying to grow my joint. Do we have the responsibility to check in these days? And who has the responsibility to check in? Now, imagine that two of the people, while they're not in the same exact mob, they under the same nation. And the outside guy is part of a different nation. But they plug it. Where does the alliance align? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Do you have to check in? Who has the responsibility? Or is it like, man, every man for himself? And if it is every man for himself, like, how do we get to because then we can always be plundered. Oh, cat got your tongue. Don't nobody want to talk? Give us a call. 872-259-7474. Who do you check in with? Do you check in? Or do you really owe anybody anything in that space? I mean, I say I get up every morning and say black people first. It's clear about what I'm doing. It's clear about my goal.
I can see always.
Do you check in or do you? I mean, because I feel like a lot of times the reason people don't want to check in is because they don't want to hear your answer. They don't want to be like, they don't really want to know the real value or the real cost or what you really think. What they really want is to be able to do what they want to do and then be like, oh.
They just want to cut out the middleman.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's essentially what it is. So if you do it, sometimes, but a normal person would at least ask, even if he finna come on, you know, hey man, what's good with your boy? You know, I used to have a little beef with him and everything. I see you rock with him though. You know, is he cool? You know, woo. Cause I see he finna be the connect. Even if he don't, you know, and then like you may say, I might rock with him and stuff like that. Like even if it's like that, like a normal person would ask, especially if it come from like your. So like we had beef, so that person person was the bigger person by like going to him, I guess, and being cool like they was, because it was tension. But I do believe that person should have, you know, at least spoken to the person like, hey man, you know what, man, you know, woo, asked about him and stuff like that. But the majority of the time when people don't say nothing is to cut out the middleman, or you know. Then but some people can also look at it as is what is networking. Like you put me in that space and I networked and got that.
And that is right why you don't allow, that's why you don't share your connects. There it is. So here's me. I always be like, you know what? I don't want the drama of having to manage the relationship. However, if you know that I am working on something and that's why you have to be careful why you can't open your doors. Because I do think there is a perspective, and I think Antoinette was like, I don't want a finder's fee because there's not anything I'm seeking to get paid. But if I'm building a mob, it's not about the finder's fee. It's about building my organization. And if I send you to my person that I'm trying to build a reputation with, in a way you be like, why don't you come over here? Instead, I like, hey man, go, and you be like, because you had privy insight to my, now, then the shame should be on me for allowing the network to occur. Yes? Right? Like, so, because I feel like if you give people access and they're not judicious with it, then they feel like it's theirs. No?
Yeah.
So it's like what I'm starting to recognize is you have to compartmentalize. And that's true. It's like, give us a call, 872-259-7474. What's the matter? You can't find the phone or nobody calling? You got calls? All right, well, let's give us a call, 872-259-7474. It's the Mays Jackson Show. Do you have to check in? How do you build? How do you manage relationships? Or should you keep people? Like, I feel like sometimes I used to try to play the game of keeping people separate and making sure and playing all the games. And it's just like, when do you say, okay, there's honor amongst us? It's the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host. What's up, caller?
Good morning, Riis. Good morning, Mays. This is Cassandra. How are you today?
Hey, Cassandra. How are you? I'm feeling a little surly this morning.
And I feel your pain. You know, when you go to church and the pastor is up there preaching really good, and then it feels like he's talking about you, because he's really hitting home, that's what you do, Maze. It's like, oh my God, how is he looking into my living room, right? So people are poachers, and they come to you to get ingratiated with you so that they can have access, not only to you, but to your black book, right? And it's unfortunate that, you being a trusting person, and we trust but we don't verify, because people say the right things to get into our inner circle. And then once they get into our inner circle, you introduce them to people. Now they, it take off with legs. Now they take that and they start building their black book. And their black book is not conducive to yours now. Now they're trying to separate. Like, they've had that relationship, but they come for you. They want to have access to everybody that you know, but they get ingratiated with you in order for you to, let your guards down and allow that to happen. I've had that happen on several occasions. But the thing about it is that you have this it factor. What they're doing over here, trying to build that relationship, it won't last, because they don't have the common denominator that you have to sustain that relationship. So it won't work. And then they're going to try to circle the wagons to come back into your fold, but that door is closed. We no longer allow them to have FaceTime. You've ruined that. So we have to just keep that in the forefront of our brain. We have to trust but verify. And it's exhausting. It really is, because when you bring people over and you try to give them access to you, they misuse it. And we have to recognize that. And we have to be more vigilant and have more discernment when we allow people into our circle. So I've closed ranks big time. I've learned a solid lesson, and I tell God all the time, I got that lesson. You ain't got to hit me over the head with it. I might trip over some new stuff, but that one I got. That's all I had. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Cassandra. I appreciate that. That was a good call. I appreciate your call. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We got any callers on that line, Riis? All right, well, I'm going to tell you. I think that the art of the check-in is lost, but Tennille says you got to manage the relationships. Then you're petty. Really. Then you're petty.
It's about right.
Then you're, nah, dog, you can't get the connect. Nah, I can't introduce you to, nah, you got to stay on the other side of the wall. I can't let you in here because, right? And I often think, that there is a comfort level in violating the relationship sanctum. It's always
See, no one understands. Like, a lot of people don't understand that. It's like to most. So, like, you got to have an understanding of that, I say. I'm sure, like, nobody, like, say, I'm just going to jump over him, like, personally. It's really, I'm trying to tell you, this really, like, today's life of networking. Like, hey, man, like, if you're in a room full of people, like, what I'm saying, like, network. Yeah. So, but it's that person that be like, hey, man, if I, like some people say, hey, man, if I put you here, don't forget about me. That's
then
really,
it'd be like, dang, why you can't just support a brother always trying to take, right? It's like,
true.
But if you won't reciprocate, right? Like there's never a continuum built if someone can always interject in the continuum. Right? Like, understand if I gave you that plug, there's more plug, like, I just think that if I don't know how we get to a place where we get to power if we can always yeah, man. I think I think that the check-in, the art of the check-in, the loss of the check-in, I think it sucks to have to be able to manage relationships. And I don't mean to have to manage relationships. I just think you gotta take I'm having a relationship management, I think, class. I think I'm gonna have to start in my premise, just be transactional. And start saying, hey fam, if this came from me, but you know the second you say, if you say this, it came from me, then it's like, man, why you always trying to hold somebody back? No. Why you got that face, Riis?
Nah, but that's good though. You know what I'm saying? Like people know. Like I'm telling you, like especially in my generation, we more the man. You put me here when I get on. I ain't forgot about you, but you know what I'm saying? Like once I get up, you know, like a lot of people don't be like, all right, you know, we'll cut you in the deal. They be like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and take off, and then you know, hey man, there anything I take off on you, like somebody be like, you good. So like if I do something and you line me up anytime I do that, like you good. Sometimes people need to understand like what you looking for, you know, like, you know what I'm saying, like speak up, say, hey, you know, if I put you on this, because a lot of people don't know. That's why it's being broken. Like if you don't know, then you like, and then like you said, as soon as you say something, they go, well, oh man, you can't just support me. That's people mindset. So people mindset is that. So you be like, hey, like you said, hey man, with me, I'm just gonna be honest. If I put you here and something take off, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be looking for a little something. You know, that's just what you do. Like that's just your fee. Or they could have not.
See, and I always think it's
nothing.
See, I don't always think it's fee. See, I think that's the thing. I think that we don't always trade in fee. We trade in relationship, and if you're trading in relationship, and Tennille said, you don't always do stuff with the expectation of something, connecting with an expectation that you'll get something in return.
True.
That's not necessarily true. I think it depends on what you're connecting people for. Right? Like if this is altruism, but if this business, cuz it's business. So if then the fee is in that I need to start charging a relationship fee and make that my business, that's cool. But you'd rather be able to hit me on the back end.
Yeah.
You'd rather be able to hit me on the back end than me say, no, I'm not going to take your meeting. No, I will not. No, I don't want to hear your dream. No, I could care less. You got $250. I'm $375 a billable hour. I got $375 for you. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back. When we come back, we're going to talk about Susan Sadlowski-Garza said she has never met anyone who has managed to piss everyone off like Mayor Lori Lightfoot. It's the Mace Jackson Show. She ain't really the first person to say it. I think I'm the only person that said it out loud, but now she is too. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
I'm so glad that the Lord, He keeps on blessing. Y'all, I must say, every day, He's making a way. Ooh, keep on blessing me. Blessed in the city, blessed in the field, even when you come and go. I'm so glad that the Lord keeps on blessing me. Y'all, I must say, in spite of, He just keeps on. Yeah, keep on blessing me. Oh, keep on blessing me, blessing me, blessing me. In spite of me, He keeps on blessing me, blessing me. I don't deserve it. He keeps on blessing me, blessing me. All the time, He keeps on blessing me, blessing me. Lord, we need you. Lord, we need you. Lord, we need you. Can't make it unless you. We need you to stop it. Come on and stop it. Do it every day, every hour. Come on and do it. Do it for us now. Somebody in a hospital, somebody down, don't feel too well, but bless us now. In the name of Jesus. Oh, please keep on blessing. That's what Grandmama said. Please. Oh, please. Yeah. Oh, please. Yeah. Keep on blessing. Keep on blessing me. While I'm driving the car. While I'm sweeping the floor. While I'm cooking dinner. Taking the kids to school. Walking down the street. Walking through the grocery store. Keep on blessing me. Anywhere that I stand. Anywhere that I stand. Keep on blessing me. In the name of Jesus. Thou Son of David. Keep on blessing me. Have mercy, oh God. Please don't ever stop. Please don't ever stop. When I'm disobedient, please don't ever stop. When I go against your will, please don't ever stop. When I turn away side, please don't ever stop. Oh, please. Lord, please. Lord, please. Please don't ever stop. Please don't ever stop. Please don't ever stop. Not just for me, but don't stop. Don't stop blessing my family. Don't stop blessing my friends. Even bless my enemies. Oh, please. Yeah, please.
Back to the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Waking up to life, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Mays and Riis and Ruthie and Hyde, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppressed, it's all wrong.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, in the building, as well as myself, Mays Jackson. And I just think the art of the check-in is lost. I don't, it's like, I always feel like people be scared to check in because they think you want some money. They think you're going to take something from them. I don't, like, it's funny because Tennille was like, you know, stop doing stuff with the expectation of something in return. And I think that really a lot of times it's just respect. It ain't like, realistically, 98, now if I give you a $20 million strike or a $10,000 strike, yo, send me to dinner. Right? But, or at least be like, hey man, the plug, I know you over here building something. Is it all right if I poach one of your people? Is it all right? I know you building something. Nah, I just decided I'm going to put him in my mob. It's all right, though. It's all right, because I think it be a lot of times, don't be nothing we have that anybody feel like they got to respect. It's the Mays Jackson Show. You said we got a caller? Caller, you on the Mays Jackson Show. Do you got to still check in these days?
Yo, what's good, man? Hey, the art of the check-in is lost, bro. It is a respect thing. It ain't about money. It is a respect. Good morning. What's up, Riis?
Good morning.
What up? Oh, it makes
so yeah, you know. So yeah, bro. I think you have like a old school. It's the right mentality because everybody got to respect everybody's boundaries, and I break it down to communication, expectation, and accountability. So you're gonna tell them what you want. You're gonna communicate the expectations, and then you got to hold people accountable to what was agreed upon or what the directions were. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's literally that simple. And when you go outside the boundaries, then you got to protect your boundaries.
Okay. I could respect that. It's like,
hey,
sometimes you don't know, though.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I was just going to say, sometimes you don't know.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like real talk, like sometimes you don't, I'll be honest with you. You know, sometimes I be moving. So it's like, I would never think of it being strategic. I wouldn't think of, like, when you say somebody going to do it, you don't think of it being strategic. You just be like, all right, you going to drop that off for me? Cool. Not. Okay, I'm gonna drop that off and make the connect, and then be like,
that's what the queen of the suburbs the South Suburbs just said it. Trust but verify. Sometimes you gotta let the bird fly just to see how the bird gonna fly. Remember, you a visionary, and you.
But that's my problem, Devo.
Huh?
I do that all the time. I let the bird fly to see how it's gonna fly, and it always fly off. It don't never fly right back.
Then that when you go bird hunting.
Oh, okay.
It all for some reason I think it always comes back around, dog. It always gonna come back around, and somehow, some way, somebody always gonna see you. Like Tennille said yesterday, Chicago, the smallest, biggest city next to Jackson, Mississippi, and Mobile, Alabama. So you gonna see they gonna come back through you, and all you gotta do is remember and keep the receipt. That's all you gotta do. Don't even trip.
I heard that. All right, Devo, what else? You had something else you was going to say.
Hey, hold on. I got one more thing. I was on a phone call last night. Shout out to the people on the call that I was with. Can you continue to push why the maps thing is so important? Because for the people that's listening to us, please continue to communicate that. And when will that go to the referendum? Will that be on the June?
Yes.
It'll
be on
voting
the June,
thing, or will that be
June? It'll be in June.
Okay. Yes.
So
everybody, please communicate that with your network, because that's important, and we will continue to amplify why that's so important, because I think that people just don't know, and we want everybody to be able to have the same information to work out of.
Okay.
So just continue to push that, and other than that, life is good.
Devo, we need to get it's really not, because we still haven't gotten to the whether they gonna allow the undocumented immigrants to vote. But what I do think, Devo, is we need to cut a spot, right? Let's cut a spot to that effect, so I don't have to just say it. We can just make sure it goes in rotation, and then we can start. Like, we should do a PSA. Get down here, write it, and then get down here and record it. Schedule a time to record it with Riis, and then we can put some music under. But we should start thinking about doing our own PSAs in that space.
Tenfold.
All right.
So writers, Alvin, if you can hear me, bro, link up, man, because I know you can write it, and me and Alvin will work on that, because that's a good project.
That's a great project. You need to have Alvin writing on all these spots and commercials, because we can knock out a whole bunch of it and have all of that filled in. You know, Alvin writes very well, especially with his comedic spins, and then you put the voice of DJ Riis the Ruler, Darth Vader on there, and it'd be all good, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. All right, y'all. Any other calls up there, Riis? All right, we're going to move on. I don't know if you all saw it, Riis, I should have tried to have you find it, but apparently yesterday, y'all know my boy Ben Jarafsky. So Ben Jarafsky is a writer for The Reader, and now he has a podcast called The Ben Jarafsky Show. I like Ben. Ben is a lefty, left to the left. I don't know, does Jarafsky make you Jewish or Polish? Whatever the hell he is, he's a white dude that I really like. Now, he knows I'm a practitioner of the dark arts, and so we have like this love, not love-hate. It's like a love, but you've been bogus, Maze. But I'd be like, man, dog, you bogus with all them lefties or whatever. But yesterday, on his show, and Ben Jarafsky is a lover of Chicago Teacher Union. Like, he is a lefty, left to the lefty. But apparently he got Susan Sadlowski-Garza. Are you familiar with Susan Sadlowski-Garza? She is the 10th Ward Alderman. She defeated John Pope. She's in the old space at the headquarters of where HDO was. Her dad was a is it audio though? Hold on. Uh-oh. Riis, I'm going to forward you this. And let me see if I can get you to get the audio for me. But anyway, apparently, we got some excellent producers on this show. Hold on. Anyway, Felicia, I'm going to send you Riis's number, and can you send it to Riis? But apparently yesterday on the podcast, hold on, guys. Susan Sadlowski-Garza. All right, Felicia, I just sent you Riis's number. Send that clip to him, because I don't know how to forward it, and it's making me go crazy right now. So anyway, apparently, Riis, Susan Sadlowski-Garza said on Ben Jarafsky's podcast that she would not be supporting Mayor Lori Lightfoot in her reelection bid. Now, you got to understand how important this is, because Susan Sadlowski-Garza is the handpicked leader of the Workforce Development Committee for the city of Chicago. She was part of Mayor Lightfoot's transition team, but she said that she has never met anyone, and I'm quoting what she said, that has managed to piss everyone she comes in contact with off. From politicians to business leaders to community groups to everyone. And so she says she would not be supporting Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Riis, I don't know how to take that. And the reason I don't know how to take that is because I don't know if it's legitimate or if it is saber rattling, right? Because I don't know if you also read the article, because at the end of the article, she also said that she was not happy with the remap, right? Which means that she is also showing fissures in the back door. And what will the mayor do? Will the mayor kiss her butt and do everything that she can to keep her on the team? Or will she punish her? Riis, right now, that article was so telling because one, to me, it signals, because Susan Sadlowski-Garza is the regional vice president of CTU. So it signals to me that CTU is launching their opening salvo as we prepare for the mayor's race. I still am thinking that they're going to probably shoot for Jesse Sharkey. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Is Mayor Lori Lightfoot doomed? What should she do about Susan Sadlowski-Garza? But the other thing that jumped out to me, Riis, and Devin talked about it, was when Sadlowski-Garza talked about the fact that she was upset with Mike Casper in the map. Mike Casper in the map. And Mike Casper told me which way, that way, this. Do y'all remember, was it 2 weeks ago when I explained to you how they were trying to pivot away from Michelle Harris and pivot into making the remap the deal of the old white Irish guard? Did you get it, Riis? Did she send it to you? Felicia, send it to the number I just sent you. Hold on.
It just came through.
All right. So, Riis, I'm telling you, the most poignant part of that article to me was when Sadlowski-Garza started talking about the remap process and talking about how she was also ticked off about the map that she got, which also sends the signal to me that she, as one of Mayor Lightfoot's committee heads, is now going out the back door and choosing to be with the progressives as compared to being with the city. Do y'all understand what is happening here? And while they're moving Mike Casper to be the focal point, it is so that they don't have to attack Michelle Harris, who is actually the chairman of the committee. Why are they talking about the attorney? Unless, of course, the attorney is running the process, not the chairman. I don't think y'all be getting it. Today, or yesterday, Susan Sadlowski-Garza, one of the mayor's handpicked most powerful committee chairs, openly declared on a podcast that she will not be supporting the mayor. It also indicates that she also in that article indicated that she was not happy with the map process that Mike Casper, not Michelle Harris, who is the chairman of the committee, is executing. Because again, the opposition is smart enough to know that they cannot attack Michelle Harris, but it is much easier to attack white Mike Casper and make Michelle Harris the pawn of Mike Madigan's old political attorney. Do y'all see what's happening here? Remember when I told you they were circling the wagons? Now the question becomes, will CTU back the city map sponsored by the mayor, or will CTU back the people's map and put their muscle against the Black Caucus? I guess y'all don't see it, though. And the real crazy part is everybody is working against us. Do y'all get this? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Right now, the mayor's ally, one of her top allies, has declared that he's out. Did you got the clip yet, Riis? Can I play it? What's the matter?
It doesn't go to it.
Okay, can you Google it or find it?
I'm doing right
Okay,
now.
cool.
You said, and the lady's name was what again? Susan, right?
Susan Sadlowski-Garza. Look on Fox. They probably have a clip of her from it. But I think that the key that we got to understand is that the wagons are being circled. I don't know that Mike Casper still has the juice, and it seems like nobody's, like when you were the fearsome warrior. Remember after we look at when how do I put this? When the Black Caucus, and I'm gonna tell you, I was like, damn. They got Mike Casper, who is a veteran, but the reason that he always won, Riis, was because he was Madigan's guy. And remember how everybody just wanted to know, what does Madigan think? What does Madigan think? Well, now no one cares what Madigan really thinks in this space. And so what the Latino caucus is doing is they are punking him. We're tied to him, Riis, because you know how it's like we going to see New Edition this weekend. Okay? New Edition tickets are $75 to $100 at the United Center. At the same time, Jay-Z and Beyonce tickets are $250 to $500. The reality is he is still at the United Center. He's not the fearsome warrior that he used to be. You know how you used to hit the stage and be like 20,000 people at the crowd? Well, now it's like 5. It's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm just telling y'all, man. And right now, I don't know that we are getting the grasp of what's really happening here. And if you see that Susan Sadlowski-Garza is the first white woman to peel off, be ready but she's also progressive, be ready for the rest of the white folks to peel off on this map. And be ready, whether it's a ward fight or be ready for the mayor to double cross her own map. What do you think happens? If she thinks she's going to lose the white support, if one of the North Side white aldermen decides that they're going to go with the people's map, Riis, guess what? The mayor's going to double cross the Black Caucus and go against her own city map. Does that make sense to y'all? I don't know what our offensive plays are right now. And as I look around, I guess I keep asking myself, is it time to concede? Is it time to concede? Who is having the fight? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show.
Maze, how you doing this morning?
All right, who there?
This is Mark.
Which Mark?
This you got, you don't remember, but I used to talk when you and Ty were on the show.
Okay, what's
you
up,
and Ty
Mark?
was holding down the show. Everything's good. Maze, I have a question about pertaining to another politician. With the city of Chicago being how it is, the mayor already showing her backing of Hispanic guy to be the school chief. Now we got Jesse White backing another Hispanic to be the Secretary of State. Why ain't nobody saying nothing? Why ain't all the black politicians in uproar? Is Jesse White like the black Mike Madigan or something? Ain't nobody saying nothing. I don't hear nobody saying a word. You know, is there other people that Jesse White could have backed besides a Hispanic? And then you wonder how and why is this Hispanic family growing in politics in Illinois? Well, look and see why. The woman already got a job. She's a clerk of the court. I'm going to listen to you, man.
Thank you. I think you should tune in to our next segment. Because that's when we're going to really talk about that. Is that the last? That was no other calls, Riis? Anybody else up there? No?
I found it too.
Okay. Play the clip if you don't mind. I'd just like for you to hear. But hold on. Before you do, I think you should listen to, because I want to know, how do you become an offensive Negro? Like, I learned that there are black people that if you take pictures with can get you in trouble. And I want to know, what do you have to do to be black to get people in trouble, to be seen with you? What makes a troublesome black person? Past and present. I'm curious to know, Riis, you talked about we know about the least offensive. And I just want to know, though, how do you get on the blacklist? What makes a black person a bad black person? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. When we come back, I'm going to tell a story that might set this in space. Because I'm curious to know. It's the Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Mays Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media? I'm Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update at 7:34 a.m. The Chicago Bulls taking on the Miami Heat for the battle of first place as they will fall short 112-99 as we head over to traffic on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop is now an hour and 4 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 25 minutes. On the Edens, inbound from Deerfield to the Change an hour. Exchange back out to Deerfield will be 32 minutes. On the Eisenhower, we got an hour and 5 minutes. Thorndale to the Loop, 37 minutes back out to Thorndale. While on the Stevenson, 51 minutes from I-355 to the Dan Ryan, outbound 30 minutes. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 42 minutes, 31 minutes to I-80. While the Dan Ryan is 21 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson will be 11 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 7. On the north side, Randolph to Bryn Mawr will be 8. Bryn Mawr to Randolph will be 10. Today's weather is currently 43 and mostly cloudy. Today will be a high of 46 and a low of 34. I'm Riis the Ruler. Here's Valerie here on The Maze Jackson Show.
Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay that fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Since I come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over there?
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Rule in the building on the ones and twos. Sam Trump, man. He seems like a nice, safe, non-offensive black man. Riis, I told you I woke up this morning. I was feeling kind of surly. I had an interesting conversation with some of my friends the other day. And they were telling me about, now I want to be clear. Riis, I wake up every day on a Tuesday. I wake up every Tuesday. Now I wake up every day, Monday through Friday. Ugh. And I ask what's in it for the black people. We got the Black People First Party. Well, I say no apologies. I think I'm pretty clear about who I am. Yes or no? Do you think people question where I stand on issues of black people?
Not at all. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you got to just hit it. Don't do it. Just hit it. Use it. Go ahead. So wait, because we're going to do it. And so, Riis, sometimes you get an insight into how people think. Sometimes you realize what they think. Like, you ever had somebody talk and you be like, I wonder how this conversation goes if I'm not here. You ever been somewhere where you be like, I'm curious to know how this conversation goes if I'm not here. And so yesterday I found out that there is a list of black people that apparently can get you in trouble. Now, I don't know what the hell trouble is. Apparently, there is a list of black people that if black or white people see you with, it could cause you a problem. Riis, how does a black person become a problem? Like, non-criminal, don't chew with his mouth open. Riis, what makes a black person offensive? Who are the black people that if you take a picture with, you get in trouble with? That it could cause you problems? Because it was interesting to me to be sitting in the capital of What's in It for the Black People Studios, where black superheroes are painted on the walls. There's signs everywhere that say black people first, no apologies. And yet, in 2022, I'm being told in my castle that there are black people that could potentially get me in trouble or cause me problems because I've associated with them, because I may have taken a picture with them. And I want to understand, how does that work? Like, what black people are approved and who approves them? Is there a list of offensive black people? You think I'm on the offensive list? The offensive black people list? Why?
Some people, man.
Why?
Sure. Huh?
Why?
You're not a quiet, you don't want to accept what the little crumbs that they're giving us. You trying to say, man, it's a whole loaf of bread over there. I'm the first person to go in it. How I get the booty bread on the top and bottom, and then these other people come like you just want like everybody else to be like, oh, okay, well it's bread. I ain't had nothing I taken. Now you like, nah, I want the same opportunities, and when you speak on that, like a lot of people don't do it, So you kind of like, to some people you can come off, even to black people, unfortunately, even though you fighting for them, they can be like, oh, okay, well you know what, he a little aggressive with his approach or something like that. So I can see you coming off to some people because they are used to hey, just be quiet, stay in your place. All right, black man, you know what I'm saying? You got the way you are, you know what I'm saying? It's just a certain way that they expect you to act. So they already expecting us because we black to blow up, you know what I'm saying? So that's blowing up. Like when you show them that you're, you know what I'm saying, like Riis, a typical black person, then
I'll be acting like a typical black person?
To them probably. But you just can't, they don't want you to say nothing. They want you to just take a little spot, man, get what you can, stop trying to cause all this ruckus and get a black first party. None of that. We Democrats. See, that's what you're doing wrong. You're trying to start your own party. Nuh-uh. You're doing too much. Like, you got to follow the line that they want you to follow. If you don't, then you out there boxing. And they like, oh, yeah, we can't. They can't control you. Like, oh, yeah, he's bad for business. Don't take it. All you hang around that guy, and now they include the other people's thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like from what you say. So, well, if you hang around him, then you must feel the same way. So to some people, they be like, oh, man, you hang around Mace Jackson? Oh, yeah, man. I know I'm going to rock with you. So it can come on both sides. But to the, you know what I'm saying, to be like offensive, it's just because you're not quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not just taking, you know what I'm saying, 15 cents on the dollar. You're like, nah, I want the whole dollar. I came in for the whole dollar like everybody else. Everybody else like, man, I take my 15 cents and just keep on rocking. So to some people, you can come off as offensive. What's in it for the black people? They like, man, what's all people? Some people can be like, that's offensive. Some people, and I know it's offensive because some people then to tell me, like, anytime I say, hey, I don't think I should wear my shirt here, that's offensive. like I can't.
What you mean?
Like my hoodie. Like, you ever walked into like a place and people like look at your hoodie and they be like, what's in it for the black people? Like, that can be offensive depending on where you at. So you like, you know what, I ain't gonna wear my hoodie here today to cause no ruckus. It's gotta be quiet, man. Calling too much.
What makes an offensive Negro? And who gets to determine? Like, I want to know. So give me a list. Like, what are the characteristics of a black person that will get you in trouble with white people. That and trouble is it's really crazy to me. Because I know people that know people that have been indicted, been felons, been all type of stuff, have the audacity to talk about people who ain't never been charged. They ain't never been charged with a crime, never in their life. Never. And but that's the problem. Who are offensive Negroes, and what do you have to do to make white people so uncomfortable that if they see you in a picture, tell me, like, do you take down your pictures of Mayor Daley now that we know what happened? See, I think sometimes people get me confused, and I'm about tired of being leveraged as a weapon against my family. I'm really, it's like I think people thrive on the fact that, oh, he's a troublesome Negro and you gonna be. Go to the calls, man. What are the characteristics of a troublesome Negro? Caller, you on the Mays Jackson Show.
Good morning, Mays. Good morning, Riis. Good morning to the What's in It for the Black People family.
Good morning.
Your governor. Good morning. Your Governor Fatback, has a list of Negroes who are offensive. But let's be clear. Our mere presence in this country, in this nation, is offensive. So whatever you do, take, for instance, Brother Todd Stroger. He did everything right. He knows government inside and out. He's offensive and had been blackballed until you acknowledge his credibility and his expertise in all areas of government, and chose him to be a political correspondent on your show. So it's for us to uplift us and say, be damned with whoever deems is not worthy or not user friendly. Because let's be clear, we all get used like tricks until we can't be used anymore. So you may as well stand on your square and stand for your people. So we're all offensive, but it's which crayon in the box can be utilized for which purpose at what time. And as far as your mayor is running this city with her strap like she's a police officer. She has no concept of which role she's playing. So yeah, every Mexican, every illegal, every race that she cries for besides her own has risen up against her, and it's going to be very interesting to see where her power base lies, because I'm going to keep it real on some poli-sci 100. I don't believe she won the mayorship. I believe that Willie Wilson won it, and then she denigrated him, disrespected him, as well as his voting base who came out to support him. It's the same premise with Biden. They need that little black vote, but they don't care to admit it. Because let's be clear, why would these illegals vote when you've given them everything? So they all have their list, but no one should be able to leverage you against your family. Because you have a right to eat, your wife has a right to her political career, and we have a right to be politically savvy in this city, in all cities, and we have a right to put black needs first because no one else is doing it. Thank you. Have a wonderful morning. Enjoying the show.
Thank you so much. I want to know what? Like, I it's crazy to me that you, like, who are the black people that are offensive and who gets to deem them such? Who are the white people? Who are the black people that with just a picture could make you violate your word? Who are the offensive white people? Do anybody say anything about anybody taking a picture with Ed Burke? Right? Because we respect. What makes an offensive black person? I'm not worried about least offensive. But I want to know what makes you a problem. What makes a black person? Who are the bad black people that you like? Now, I'm not talking about somebody that committed a murder. Who are the black people that we are allowed to associate with, that we should be happy? Who are the acceptable black people? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Like, I'm curious to know, because I'm going to tell you, it cooked me a little bit yesterday.
Jesse White's acceptable.
Go to the Maze Jackson. Go to the callers. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson show. What makes you an offensive Negro?
Good morning, family. This ball here.
What's up, bald head?
How you guys doing this morning? The thing is this, Maze. I see. But listen, the ones, the black folks with the high tolerance level, those are the ones you can take a picture with. Your tolerance level is low. When we're low, we're not taking the foolishness. We're tired of the foolishness. Then we're offensive. There is no blueprint, because however they feel on that morning, they can attack you. You're offensive, regardless of what you're doing. If you just quiet that day, but still, what your whole platform is based on, they're gonna say you are offensive. So, and it's been that way for the beginning of time. There's no blueprint for us. However they feel they want to take us, or in other words, the cutthroat politics, they do it against us. And the ones with their high tolerance level, that's those, well, just go along with it. That's what they used to. But when you get low and you're tired, no, that's it. That's it.
Man.
So we got to keep strong, and you know, it's more and more. They have to learn we're not here to tolerate any more foolishness. But we got so many that's afraid. They think they're gonna lose that little crumb. What Riis say? That little 15 cents. I mean, but that little 15 cents is nothing. Everything is going up so high, you can't even afford to pull your 15 cents out. And then you still don't got enough. Move back. You know. So we just have to keep fighting. Don't get discouraged, brother.
Thank you, Ballhead.
We here.
I appreciate you, brother. It's crazy to me. Like, I haven't built my whole thing on not being scared of black people, uplifting black people. And it's crazy to me. It's almost crazy to me that somebody would even open their mouth to me and tell me what black people I should be talking to. What black people I could take a picture with. What black people, and really what they was really saying, the more and more I play it back, was, we really can't say it to you, so we gonna say it about somebody else. But really, you are the offensive Negro. And really, if we could move you out the way, because we really do have to explain to our people, he really is about that stuff he talk about. So instead of it be, what makes the offensive Negro? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. What makes the type of Negro that when somebody sees them in a picture, they be like, oh my God, what? Who? What makes you an offensive Negro? What makes the offensive Negro? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Riis, anybody on that line? Caller, you on the Mays Jackson Show.
Hey, how you doing, Mays? This is my name Vaughn. Can you hear me?
I can definitely hear you.
Okay. And just for the record, just to introduce myself, I'm the young man who has came to your meetings and sat in the front. So I've been listening to you for quite some time. So when you say offensive Negroes, this is like historic. This has happened like in our history for a very, very long time. So whether it was, during the civil rights movement or whether it was during slavery, every person who rose up, every person who went against the grain or went against the status quo, they were taken out or isolated or found the way to be ridiculed. So this is nothing new when you say, like, there are people, when you walk in a room, of people at a panel and they say, what's in it for the black people? Or, when someone says it's a offensive Negro. So, like, this is really nothing new. It's just happening on a local level. And who are the least offensive Negroes? It's the ones that, I like to say, or I read in the book, it's the ones with the slave bodies in the master's head.
Ooh.
And what I mean by that is, it's the ones that could be manipulated, handpicked, manipulated, and least informed. It might be somebody, they might have, like, the education like the people on the panel did last week, but they can be easily controlled. It might be the naive preachers, i.e. what happened with the Laquan McDonald thing. It might be just the uninformed people that don't know anything, but just looking for opportunity. Or what the last caller just said, somebody who's just holding on to the little rags and the crumbs they have. And that was the case historically too. When you talk about the house, the concept of the house Negro, it was someone who was just holding on to the little bit that they had. That they didn't want to go. They didn't want anything more. They didn't want to be liberated. So when they got rewarded, they were okay with just that little piece of crumbs that they had, the little rags they had, the fact that they slept inside but still were a slave. So I mean, what's going on is just historic.
Man, I appreciate that. First of all, thank you for coming to the meetings, and I hope we see you this Saturday at the Black People First Party. It's like, what y'all didn't understand? What part of no apologies do you not understand? And I'm also offended at the concept that my brain isn't fully developed, or perhaps someone in my house's brain isn't fully developed. I want to thank everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. We're going to continue this conversation. Do not leave. Because I want to know what makes the offensive Negro. Sinners, y'all stay till 9. Saints, y'all jump on over and join us. Because I think some of my saints know. Like, hey, Riis. Y'all know, in case y'all don't realize, I do everything to kind of stay out of. I be over here doing my own thing, right? Because I already know that everybody wants to turn anything that I do or use anything that I do or say against my wife, right? So you don't see me, I don't go to the events unless they the certain events. I stay out the way because I realize I could be offensive. And I want to be clear. She always be like, you got to come. And I be like, I don't ever want to cause hurt, harm, or danger. But when I'm in my house, when I'm over here at WIIFTBP, I don't know that can be in a place where, cause some random miscellaneous ambiguous judge of who's black, who's real, who's not, based on people that have double crossed us on numerous occasions. Let me ask a question. Are they punishing anybody for not being, you know what? It's the Maze Jackson Show. Let's take a quick break, Riis. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Callers, I want you to call me and tell me what makes a troublesome Negro, because I kind of feel like Muggs was really saying I'm a troublesome Negro, but they couldn't say it to me, right? So they want to use other stuff, but realistically what they really wanted to say was, damn, nigga, could you cool out? Hard R. Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gonna tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narratives. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wilding with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. It is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Callers, you stay on the line because we are going to continue this conversation that we were started before the break. But, man, before we can even get cracking on the continuing these calls, it is big news. The mask came off, and Summertime Shy is already on the way. I can see it now. I could smell barbecue. I could see the people. I could see. Do they still wear Daisy Dukes? I could see them getting their Daisy Dukes. I could see people, nowadays they're going to be getting their vapes, their rolls, their chairs. They got coming back outside. I'm telling you, it's cracking. And I know it's cracking because usually when I get this call, it means that the summer is about to launch, that we are getting ready. I remember I had an up and a down last year. We was already, ready, set, go. And then all of a sudden we was like, because they did the responsible thing last year. And with the COVID raging, unlike our wonderful mayor, they decided to pull back in the interest because we knew people in our community were dying at a rapid pace. But here to make the big announcement, y'all. Y'all may see him. Now, I seen him on Saturday night. I don't know if I was allowed to see. You know what, Riis? He ain't take a picture with me. Maybe he might have got me on the offensive. No, I'm just playing. I'm giving him a hard time. I saw him. He was working the crowd, doing his thing. And actually, one of the other very few potential elected officials, because he's also running for Congress in the 1st Congressional District. Hey, y'all, welcome to Chicago. Well, not welcome to Chicago. Welcome back to the What's in It for the Black People Network. What's in It for the Black People Media. Jonathan Swain, he is the owner of Kimbark Liquors. But don't forget, he also is the proprietor and the founder of the biggest outdoor summer festival for black people in Hyde Park. Y'all, welcome back, Jonathan Swain. Jonathan Swain, what's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
May, it's great to be with you. Great to be with you.
Hey, so Jonathan, you are... Hey man, I saw the announcement. I saw the social media post. But just for those people that are unaware, tell us about what you do. You got the Hyde Park. I keep wanting to call it the Brew Fest, but it is now the Summerfest. It started out as the Brew Fest. Jonathan, tell us what is going on. You got a big announcement today. You are launching it, and the lineup off the chain. You got some oldies and some goodies. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, man. So we're bringing back the Hyde Park Summerfest back to its original time at the beginning of the summer in June 11th and 12th. Because we've been gone for 2 years, we want to do something big. We want to do something new. So we've added a lot of recording artists, performing artists to the bill. Our headline is going to be Busta Rhymes. We got
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes will be coming to Hyde Park.
If you really want to body with me, let me see what your eyes can see. Is he bringing Janet Jackson too?
Yeah, no. But
okay.
But yeah, we got Busta Rhymes coming. We got Lupe Fiasco doing the whole Cool album, the 15th anniversary of the Cool album. So he'll be doing that. We got Marsha Ambrosius. We got BJ Chicago Kid, and we got a couple other headliners that we're not announcing just yet, but we'll be announcing that in a little bit. Plus, we got DJ Jazzy Jeff coming back, honoring his commitment from last year to us. And then we got all the foundational DJs that we've had for a long time. Terry Hunter, Jay Illa, Mike P, Mustafa Rocks, Malik Shabazz, and others. So it's going to be a good time, man. We're excited to bring folks back to the Midway. Got a few changes to the event, but we're excited to be back in Hyde Park and celebrate.
Hey, man, that is exciting. So wait a minute. Hey, man, this is getting bigger than – I feel like it used to be kind of more DJ focused with a couple artists. It seems like you done stepped up the game on the talent. Not Busta and Lupe Fiasco. What's going on with that, brother?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we want this to be a viable event for the long term, and we want to offer the best we can to folks on the South Side. We want to showcase the South Side of Chicago, and we want to put this on par with other, music fests and other festivals around the country. We think that, because of the support we've had over a number of years, that this could be one of the premier events owned by a Black proprietor and run by Black folks. And so we want to try to put it on that level. And so we wanted to bring some new talent in and bring some folks in just to do some different stuff, man. Just plus coming back from COVID, we just wanted just to celebrate, and we just need to get together. We just need to woosah. We just need to, clear our heads and just have a good time. So,
well, let me tell you what, Jonathan, I am looking forward to the Hyde. Is it the Hyde Park Summerfest?
It's a Hyde Park Summerfest. So it used to be called a Hyde Park Brewfest.
Right.
And then right before COVID, we were changing the name to the Hyde Park Summerfest because we wanted to be a bit more inclusive, and we were thinking about this evolution. And so now this is the first year of the Hyde Park Summerfest. I will say one big difference, Mays, I need to bring up is that this will be a ticketed event this year. So it's going to be a ticketed event.
How much are the tickets?
Early bird tickets are starting at $49 each day.
Okay.
But you're getting a lot of talent for that. And that's the thing we learned, man. We understood that we needed to charge at the door to make this sustainable, but we wanted to make sure we offered a lot of value for that dollar. And so that's what we're trying to do. But a portion of the ticket sales are going to be matched by Boa Construction, Nosa from Boa Construction, and his charitable arm, Boa Gives, and they'll be donated to local public schools. So this is not just about us having a good time. It's also about giving back to our young people and making sure they have what they need to thrive and survive, man. So it's kind of a double bottom line thing.
All right. So since I got you and we got you here, man, you've just jumped into what has to be the most crowded pool in Cook County history, maybe next to the mayor's race. You are running for Congress in the 1st Congressional District. Jonathan, tell me why you've decided to run. And, well, first of all, tell me what made you decide to run.
Well, honestly, Mays, I thought a lot about, since I left the election board, I thought a lot about our community and the lack of opportunity that exists. As I think about how my children are going to come up and my grandchildren potentially and friends of mine as children, our kids don't have the same opportunity that we had. And I'm not talking about just economic opportunity. I'm just talking about opportunity to thrive in a lot of different ways. And you see that from Black folks leaving Chicago. I mean, people leave to follow opportunity. And the fact that Blacks have been leaving, that's indicative of that. So what I want to try to do, man, in this race is to try to create an agenda that's going to make the South Side and the larger kind of Southland a place of opportunity for folks to come back and say, this is a place we want to live and thrive and grow and raise our families.
Then the other question, though, is, so, brother, first of all, it's like a Hyde Park class reunion going on in that mug. Like, how are all y'all that are all travel in the same circles, that all have, I would say all have respectable working relationships, that know and interact with each other, man, actually have businesses in each other's wards and area? And how do you, because I know somebody the other day I was talking to, I said, what you going to do in this race? You said, man, I'm going to hide under a table because there's too many people in this race that I know and care about. Talk to me about, how does this race work? after, because I know everybody files next week. But then, do you think it's gonna get nasty?
Well, I hope not, Maze. I mean, I'm trying to walk the line in the high road and say, look, we can have differences and we can debate our differences. We might see the world through different lenses, and that's okay. All of us have done good work, and we have to realize the next 4 months and what happens in the next 4 months is up to us as candidates, and we shouldn't let what happens in the next 4 months destroy the goodwill in the Black community for the next 6 years, 8 years, right? We have to be thinking about what happens after this election, so that's what my mind is focused on.
So I'm gonna tell you what, man. You seem like you got your rap down. We're gonna have I want to have a debate, but it's so many people that we probably gonna have to do it in stages and then vote people in we're gonna have to do it in rounds, right? Because there's so many people in the race. But I do want to commend you for stepping out. A lot of people talk smack. So what I will do is say to all of the people that have stepped into this race that I commend you for even willing to put yourself on the front street, because it's going to be a long, hard 4 months. Hey, I saw you out there getting signatures the other day. How's that going? Because I've been hearing it's been a slog for a lot of people. Even though, is it true y'all only got to get 400 signatures?
That is true.
Oh, my God.
That is true. 400 signatures.
Lord have mercy.
It's reduced. It's reduced this year. It's typically a 600. It's reduced this year after a remap year. But, we're out here. People are receptive to the conversation we've been having. Obviously, it's a little colder than it usually is when you go get signatures. But people have been receptive, man, and people have been willing to participate in the process and help folks get on the ballot. And, even people that are friends of other friends within a race, they're looking to help folks get on the ballot so we can make our case, man. So it's been pretty good, and we're looking forward to turning in our petitions at some point next week.
Okay. All right. That is Jonathan Swain. Don't forget, y'all, it's the Hyde Park Summerfest. It is going down. They got Bus. Hey, man, we're going to need some tickets around these parts. And we want some guests that's coming in to do the interviews. We want to be part of the whole package because, look, Riis like, hey, man, come on, get a DJ song. No, for real, get a DJ song. Look, Jonathan, I'm excited about what you all are doing over at the Hyde Park. So I might have to get a room. Because last time
there's a new hotel right off the grounds on 60th Street, man. New hotel opened up, so you might want to check it out.
Oh, can I look out the window and see the party still?
Absolutely.
Oh, I might have to go ahead and do that then, because Riis, the thing is, my cousin be like, hey, man, we need to go take a break. They got balconies at this hotel. Hey, let me stop. I'm telling too much. Hey, y'all, it's Jonathan Swain, Hyde Park Summer Festival. It'll be back this year. Y'all, Jonathan, tell them the dates and where they can get the tickets. When do tickets go on sale?
June 11th and 12th. Tickets are on sale today. HydeParkSummerfest.com.
All right, y'all. That is Jonathan Swain. And don't forget, he's also running in the 1st Congressional District. Y'all give all those guys a hand for getting out there. Look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show.
You got to cut that promo for that, man. That's what he got to go do, man. We need that Hyde Park Brewfest. That Hyde Park Summer.
Hey, man, hold on. He got to get an ad by first. But Alex already called us about that. So we all good. He already on top of it. I was like, hold on. Nah, I'm all good. Anyway, man, but I'm going to tell you what. I got a feeling this summer is going to be like the Roaring 20s again. Like, people going to be so happy to be out with no mask and no nothing. I just hope we don't get another variant. Man, people going to be out. I'm going to tell you, Riis, you got to watch. It's going to be a lot of babies coming up out of this Hyde Park Summer Festival. I got a sneaking suspicion because people going to be like, what your name is? I ain't seen your face in like 2 years. So be ready, y'all. It is the Hyde Park Summer Festival. Jonathan Swain, he is the founder. Don't forget, you can also check him out at Kimbark Liquor, as Alvin says, the liquor store. Except they're not, no, they're a beverage shop. Pardonnez-moi, beverage.
We're a family business, man. We're a family business.
That's right, a family business and beverage shop where you can go in and go look for the red, black, and green flags because they got the black-owned liquor. Oh, yeah. All right, y'all. It's my man, Jonathan Swain. We'll talk to you next time, Jonathan. Stay up, my man. All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
That's one of my favorite ones I go to, man.
What, Kimbark?
Yeah.
See how we be doing? See? All right, y'all. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Riis, my callers didn't hang up, did they? They didn't get mad.
Still got one more.
Y'all see, because I want to know the qualifications. How do you become an offensive Negro? Like, what does a black person have to do to get on the list? The list being the don't be seen with that person list. How? What do you have to do that? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Caller, are you there?
Hello. Hi, man. How are you?
I'm not good right now. I'm feeling a little surly this morning. I'm feeling a little offensive. I wear deodorant all the time. It's like I got manners, right? It's like I don't chew with my mouth open. I don't put my elbows on the table. I'm trying to understand what is so offensive about me and what makes a black person offensive.
Well, JB told you that. What the safe Negro was, the less offensive Negro.
No, he told us. No. Hold on. He did not. He didn't. Because he said, least, I want to know how you become offensive. What makes you the offensive Negro? Like, what makes you a person that, what makes you offensive? A black person offensive?
Advocate for black people. Say black people. What's in it for the black people more than once, and advocate for black people. And don't say people of color. And you say that more than once, and you advocate for them. That's what it is. That's what makes you the unsafe Negro. Because I was at a bank and we hired some different people, and one of them stood up and said, "What's in it for the Latinos?" And they was like, "Oh, I'm glad you asked that question." You get in there and say, "What's in it for the black people?" They looking back and rocking back in their seats. Anytime you say the word black instead of people of color, that makes you offensive. All through Jerry Wright, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, anybody that advocates for black people and you speak on it and you act on it and you're not playing with it, that makes you offensive to them.
All right, caller. Thank you very much. Is there something are there black people that if you're associated with can make you undemocratic? Like what black person can you take a picture with and they can erase all your credentials and all of your qualifications? And like, who is the black person? Like, so imagine you as a college educated black person who has lived your life right. Who are the black people that could cancel you out? Who are the black people that offend white people? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. What do you have to do to make the offensive list? Caller, you on the Mays Jackson Show.
Good morning, Mays.
What's up, Anthony? Turn that radio down. Turn that radio down in the back, man.
Yes, sir. The radio's down. I'm in the car. Anyway, start with Melon, okay? Like yourself, like myself, okay? You're very dark, and you're already, just because you're dark, you're threatening. You're a threat, and you haven't even, all you've done is come in the room, and people are clutching their pearls and gathering their purses and gasping for air and shit. You're offensive. You're a troublemaking black man. All right? Now, you have others that aren't as offensive, and they trust it, because they've got some, and I know I'm going to take a hit for saying this, they got some Euro blood in them and stuff, a lot of Euro blood, and their melanin isn't quite as plentiful as yours and myself. They're less threatening. They can be talked to. They can be managed and handled, actually. But some of us, okay, just our mere presence is threatening to some people. Okay? And start there and work your way back.
Man.
Now, I hope I'm wrong, but it's never failed me. Every time I walk into a room, white folks get to gather themselves, and then once they find out that I can kind of, communicate, they're like, "Damn, at least he ain't walking on his knuckles." Let me stop laughing about this, man. But yeah, they find some of us darker brothers, such as your troublemaker. So I told you that's a badge of honor. I've always been considered a troublemaker. Because I'm gonna ask questions about stuff, and that how dare he ask me?
Man, Charlie, how dare he ask? You ever had somebody you ask a question? Man, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Don't
It's
get me
like,
started. You know, if I go to preaching, you know, I go to preaching on them and stuff. They get all offended then.
it's like if you ask
How
for
dare you?
if you ask for fair treatment, for fair understanding, then it's
Man, you're a troublemaker. You gonna have the rest of these darkies thinking they got something coming too. Now we give you a cut, you know, if you just shut the stuff up, you know, it's after 8:00. But anyway, yeah, man, you know, they ain't crazy about us that ask and question their motives and stuff like that.
Cause I said so. Like, cause you said
Yeah, well,
so.
you know, because I told you that's what it is.
It's the truth. The truth is verifiable, as Brother Sadiq used to say. The truth is verifiable. And it almost comes off as if you question, sometimes if you question a lie, it'd be like, how dare you? How dare you? How dare? Man, Joe, I'm just going to tell you.
What makes you think you can question me? I'm the authority. I'm white, you know. Take it face value. I just told you. And see, then when you do the Juwan Howard, reach out and touch one of them.
See, because they think it's an invention. I'm going to tell you, man. And it's like the challenge becomes that if you give people the space and you let them inside the force field, then they feel like they can take a swing inside the force field.
Man, and see, when you go Juwan Howard, they're not expecting you to do that.
And then it's like, see, and then it'd be like, see, I knew he was.
I told you he was an animal. Did you see that white boy when he got with Juwan reached out and touched him?
Told you, man. They already waiting on us to act like that. They already waiting on that.
That's what they.
But here goes my thing, Riis. But here goes my thing. My thing is, you ain't never heard me talk about putting my hands on nobody. All I have ever done is try to ask intellectual questions that if they could provoke thought. And the fact of the matter is, if it provokes thought that is not the conventional thought, then it's like it's trouble.
It's trouble.
Like
sure it is.
That's not how the system is working right now. You're doing too much. You're doing too much, and here you reading the story. That's why that story in a 50-page paper is on page 12 or something in a smaller column, and you gonna come on here and read it and do. You doing too much. Okay, just let it. You know, you messing up stuff, man. So that's trouble to them. You stirring up trouble.
Well,
you getting riled up.
One of the biggest compliments and insults you'll ever receive, mate. He thinks he's smart. He's questioning, you know, and you ain't did nothing but ask a simple question,
man.
Okay,
you
and
who the hell are you to question me? Like
I'm being told I'm white. You know, we supposed to not you supposed to yield to white folks under all circumstances. Well, let me stop because they didn't told me to quit calling and talking like me and you on the bar stool.
See, man.
You do realize you're on the airwaves, Anthony.
I do, and you know what? Here go the thing though. What the crazy part about it is like sometimes people take license and you play the wrong card. You should have played the little joker. You played the big joker, right? It's like, like, you know, sometimes you allow people in your inner sanctum, but they don't allow you into theirs. Sometimes I be thinking, like, real talk, like, if we think about, like, I be thinking, like, people don't think I know how to add. You ever been somewhere where you think, like, everybody cool till you show them you know how to read? Like, you is the coolest nigga in the world until you be like, but I read this. That's why they be like, don't let them niggas read. So wait, you put it on paper, but I can't say nothing about the paper. So why the hell you give me the paper? Oh, this nigga think he can read.
We weren't expecting on you, and then you read it, and then now since you know that you can read it, you know that they can't read it. They want for you to go back and read it back to them, and for you to say, all right, now you gonna have to come to us. You know, now you with us in the collective group. You know, the fact that you reading and you be like, hey, did y'all know that this say this, and they're like, oh, no, I ain't know that. So it's like now you stirring it up, like, nah, all right, well, you went over there and did this when you should have been came here with us. Like, you understand it? Okay, now you come with the folks that's understanding it. You trying to put everybody on. And that ain't what we, that's going to mess us up. We need them people not knowing so we can keep doing what we doing.
So you don't want me to read the paper?
To yourself. Not out loud. Everybody can't read. Everybody don't know. So as soon as you start reading out loud, now you letting everybody know. Hey, man, did you know they said after 5 o'clock we don't get paid no more, but we here every day till 7? They was like, oh, man. Like, hey, you are messing us up. Now we was getting 2 hours free work. Now everybody out here at 5. You causing trouble. If you knew it, then at 5 o'clock, you should just leave. That's it. That's it.
You leave. We gonna keep on. Okay. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We got anybody on that line? I call it. Give me a call.
And now you ain't say nothing, and now you part of the least offensive. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't want to start no problems. Okay, well, he get it. He can come on with us now. He good. He's the least offensive Negro. He got it. Like, he understand what.
But the paper say this, dog. This what the paper say.
We wrote
I'm not
the paper.
tripping. This what the paper. I'm reading what you put on the paper.
Not for you to read. If they can't read, that's on them. Now you going to read it to them. You causing problems, man.
Fam, but that's my fam. Like, would you want me not to read to my family? You wait, hold on. So what you saying to me is,
you gotta choose. You can come in this side and be with us and go up, you know what I'm saying? And maybe we'll slowly, gradually, you can bring one of your people in or something like that. But you can't just go and tell everybody. And now we got to
It's funny because I was thinking about why you don't want to educate a nigga in the spot. It kind of all makes sense. Right? And can I tell you one more thing that I've recognized that people have done over the last few years, Riis? Is that they've created the crisis to fix. Right? So they be like, oh, don't talk to him. Then you be like, oh, I wasn't mad at you. Thank you. But people steady, like, you ever been somewhere where people be telling you a lie and you talk to the person that they was supposed to be, and they be like, nah.
Oh, another story. That was a whole
right. The
part.
person that they be like, because the two of y'all would never talk. Then you be like, well, actually we sat down and we talked and we cleared the air. So like where you was thriving on them not talking, now we like, you saw that too? Then it'd be like, you not really crazy. I was just thinking why, I guess nobody really wants the smart Negro that can think on his own. Right? It's like, I respect everybody else's opinion. But like, hold on. You reading that wrong. No, I'm not really reading it wrong. Well, tell me why I'm wrong, because I said so. Huh? Yeah, I kind of understand why they didn't want black people to read. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Reading is, I used to say reading is fundamental. Now it's reading is offensive. Go to the Mace Jackson Show. Let's go to the live line. Carl, you on the Mace Jackson Show?
Mace.
James say. What's up, Doc?
How you doing, brother? Check this out. In the words of that great entrepreneur, Dollar Bill, you're messing with the church's money. Nah. With that being said, do you know that you're a modern day? Everything you just got through talking about, that's Nat Turner. Remember? He was just supposed to run around and preach to the people that the Bible says you were supposed to obey your slave masters and everything else. Then Nat grew a brain and said, hold on a minute. That ain't what that say. Now you got a problem. This Negro that sat here and figured this out. He wasn't supposed to do this. All you were supposed to do is teach to them slaves that they was supposed to do what we tell them. But that ain't what your book say. You heard what we said. Teach them what is supposed to be said. No, I can't lie to my people no more. I'm going to give them the truth. What happened when Nat Turner gave them the truth? They started galvanizing, and what? They rose up.
And they turned him into shoes. But he became shoes, man. They killed him.
Yeah,
Because remember? Because then the people who they didn't check in, and don't get me started. I could tie it all together. Together.
I got you, bro. But you see where I'm coming from, right?
I do.
Now, with that being said, there was always a virus. Black people are like a freaking computer, man. Once we get a virus, bro, it spreads all over the place. Now you got the good virus fighting against, you got the antivirus fighting against the virus, and now the virus has infiltrated so much that the computer don't know how to figure out what to believe. Now, that's why we got conflict within our own ranks, man. Because Master say, to be like this, he gives us sleep, he gives us eat. You make sure that Negro that's running his mouth for the good of them black folks, make sure you shut him up. So hopping Bob, don't let him cross the gun line. You done crossed the gun line, boss. You done crossed the gun line.
Damn.
We can't have that happen. Hopping Bob that missed the shot. So now you didn't escape from the prison. Now you informing everybody what's going on in the prison. Now they don't know how to stop it. People are understanding. They organize and everything else. So they got to come after somebody. Most of the time, like they said, they go after the head. But the thing is, we need to be more like mini heads. You cut one off, 2 and 10 more grow. That's where we need to work at it at. Like you said, don't everybody can fight their different causes. Let's just meet at the same place.
I like that one, James. I like that one. It's funny. It's like you look around, Riis, and you start counting, you start adding, you start saying, hold on. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that a black man who ain't never robbed, ain't never stole, ain't never got in trouble for nothing illegal can be more offensive than
any white man, yes. No matter what he did. You was already born. First time you was born, you was already offensive. When your first time you cried, you was offensive.
Dog, I'm going to tell you, it's funny. Because I be playing these recorders back in my mind, and I be like, hold on. Which black people can black people talk to without offending someone else? Which ones? Is it a list? Is it a list? And again, where's the list of the offensive black people? Who are they? Like, is it an unwritten rule? Is it an unwritten rule that if you, pick right? It was funny because I was listening to people say, man, his offense, it seems to me that the offense of black folks, the offensive black folks are usually the ones that have some record somewhere in their universe of not saying just okay. I'm Mays Jackson. There is not anything that I would not do for my family. But I gotta tell you, it's really turning into a thing with everybody trying to kind of say without saying Maze, you're an offensive nigga. And then I'd be like, to who? But nobody wants to really answer that question. Then I say, why? Because I stood on a principle that I said that we are equal, that we can read, we can write, we can think. We have the ability to stand up and hold our heads up and look people in the eyes. That I don't look out across the thing and see the fear. And if the plan, if you was going to cross me, you was going to cross me anyway. If my friend who has never laid a hand on you, has never caused you hurt, harm, or danger, who ain't even a threat. No, fam, I'm not. You say, and hey, famo, it's like, y'all be like, you got to be tougher because it don't be you. They don't be throwing your family in the forefront. Mugs be quick to tell me what I need to do, but don't be ready to go for mine. Be tougher. Be quiet. Say more. Say less. We need the black people. We don't need the black people. We be defensive to the black people, but not offensive. Hey, yo. Real talk. It's like, sometimes I get tired of talking. Some days I feel like, you know what? You know when Willie Wilson said, I'm tired of white people telling me what to do? I'm tired of white people trying to tell me who. The audacity of anybody trying to tell me who I could speak to. Riis, anybody tell you who you could talk to?
Yeah, I've been told that before.
And how you respond to it?
Well, I'm more of a free thinker, so if it all depends. But like, I don't like to be in between like beef with people.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I tell people that, but I've been told don't talk to him.
You be like, don't talk to me.
Nah. But like, I've been told, people said don't talk to me because like I'm a troublemaker. But so that's, like I said, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't have nothing against nobody and they ain't really done no harm to me, now I won't say that I won't be blind. I keep my antennas up, but I don't really judge people out. Like the majority of like what people say because they could be something. But yeah, like I definitely been told, don't mess with him because it is like he a troublemaker. But
what makes you a troublemaker? I mean, I ain't robbed nobody. I ain't stole nothing.
But you trying to educate these black people, man. He just told you, man. They got a certain course that they want us to go along with. And when you come out that course and you be like, nah, that's trouble, man. It's trouble. When you on here and you just talking about what's in it for the black people, and that's what your every day is about, and it's not about like everybody, what's in it for everybody. It's just black people. That's trouble. It's good trouble, but hey.
No, keep them niggas that count out the space. Let's go to the live line. You got a call up there? Callers, you on the Mace Jackson show. Caller, what's up, man? Or lady, ma'am?
Yo, good morning. Love the show. This is Harold.
What's up,
South
Harold?
Shore. All right, so I wouldn't necessarily say it can go either way, a good thing or a bad thing. The way that guy said on stage, here comes, pretty much Mace Jackson. People can respect that because they know somebody's going to answer the tough questions and expect honest answers. Or you're asking the question that everybody's thinking, but they're afraid to say it. And sometimes you got to be the sacrifice, and sometimes, they're like, that makes a lot of sense. So there's nothing wrong with that. So that's what makes a bad Negro among black folks. And even among some white folks, you get some white folks or some Latinos start asking questions. Hey, well, why we keep treating them folks like that? Okay, this person, I don't want this person around because we trying to bash these folks, and this person speaking up on their behalf. He's pointing out the obvious. So I mean, it comes with it. It can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing.
Man, I appreciate that, caller. Thank you so much. This is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Offensive Negroes. How do you get on the offensive list? And let me ask the question. Do black people make the offensive list or do white people make the offensive list? And then do black people abide by the offensive list? Should black people abide by the white people's offensive list? Like if the white folks say you can't, oh no. How do they get to pick which black folks are offensive, or they can pick which black folks are offensive to them? And we should accept that. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. How do you make the offensive Negro list? Caller? Caller? Hello?
Good morning, Hyde and Riis. How do you make the list? Is to be well-read and well-spoken. And that is scary as hell to white folks and offensive. A brother that can that knows what the hell he's talking about and can convey it intelligently. Yeah, that's offensive to white folks. You know, the old axiom was that, you know, if you want to keep something secret from black folks, put it in between the pages of a book. And that's what they you know, that's what they go on. That's what they depend on. But when they see something different, you know, they want to kill it, you know, right away, squash it, you know. And one other thing, that thing about Juwan Howard, I'm going to try and break this down.
No, we ain't taking him out of handcuffs, man. No handcuffs. Nope. No handcuffs. You said he should go out of there in handcuffs. I can't even honor that, but I do appreciate the call. We going to keep going. We ain't going back to Juwan. Let me tell you, man. It's like, I love my people for who they are. And what comes with it comes with it. I would tell you that black folks ain't let us down and God ain't let us down. If the paper already say the white people ain't with you, if the paper already say these people ain't with you, I'm supposed to ignore the people? Man, please, give me a call, 872. Don't tell me. I want to know, is there an offensive black people list? Who manages it, and do black people have to honor it? Go to the calls. Riis, is anybody on the live line? Go ahead, caller. You're on the Mays Jackson Show.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Robert.
What up, Robert?
Real quick. Hey, what's going on, man? Just real quick. Just remind, you're the offensive Negro because you're Uncle Tom. That's why you're an offensive. And the reason why you're Uncle Tom is the real story of Uncle Tom. How he worked for his freedom, and then the slave master reneged on him and wouldn't let him get his freedom. So you know what he did? He left. And you know what happened? Sambo came to go hunt him and get him. That's why you're offensive, man. You're Uncle Tom. You were smart enough to work your way off, so you offended the white folks. And then you offended the black folks because your ass left. And because they wouldn't. And who manages the list? It's both black folks and white folks, because if you see in that situation, the black folks are just as mad as the white slave owner that Uncle Tom left. That's you. From the time when you went with Ken Duncan and that whole Barack incident, from you walking away from Madigan or whatever happened with that, you ran off the plantation, brother. That's why you're offensive. That's all I got, brother. Keep being offensive.
Thank you. Mays Jackson Show. Let me do this. Let me take a quick break. Give us a call. Most offensive. How do you get on? What do you got to do to not be offensive? Can you ever not be offensive anymore? Right? Like, what you got to do? You got to lay down. You got to roll over. Do they got to pat you on the head? You know, sometimes I think that for all of my militants, I still try to treat everybody individually fair. I do. I make a lot of broad generalizations on this show. But if you ought to come into contact with me, regardless of who, what, where, when, why, or how, I give you the benefit of our relationship. The challenge usually comes, like I told you, there's always that moment. Always. Always that moment when people got to make a choice. And when they make the choice, it always reminds you of how it works. It's like it's no love loss. But you know that moment when you just got to know? You ever been like, what does this conversation look like if I'm not sitting here? It's the Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
Of all the African Americans I can think that are sort of like qualified and people and vetted, and people will say, "Oh, that's a pretty good pick." The one that is least offensive and maybe gets you the most because it gets you that Secretary of State appointment is Jesse White.
The Mays Jackson Show will be back after this break. And now, traffic and weather.
I love being black. Do you love being black? Yeah, I love being black.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:51 a.m. and I'm Reese the Ruler with your last sports, traffic, and weather update. The Chicago Bulls lose last night to the Miami Heat 112-99. Over the traffic on the Kennedy now, O'Hare to the Loop is 1 hour. Outbound to O'Hare is 25 minutes. On the Edens, Deerfield to the Exchange is an hour and 6. Exchange to Deerfield will be 32 minutes. On the Eisenhower is 58 minutes. Thorndale to the Loop, 34 minutes back out to Thorndale. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 53 minutes. Outbound will be 34. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 48 minutes. 28 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan, 21 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson will be 13 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 7. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr 8, Bryn Mawr 2, Randolph 14. Today's weather, it is currently 43 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 46 with a low of 34. I'm Reese the Ruler. Here's I Love Being Black on the Mays Jackson Show.
I'm going hard and ain't no holding back. Watch me react. I put my fist up in the skies like a beacon for believers that one day we return to our greatest city. We seek it all the glory we can obtain and keep reaching. I'm painting this picture. I hope you see it. Guess what the theme is? I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud, man. I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. Well, how about you to sing these tunes too? Customize for you a little something you can grow to. Get feeling good about yourself. Melanated, move muse. Always service humble pie. We don't care about who's who. Light brown or dark skin. This right here's for you too. We are the gods of the earth. Living proof truth. Say it loud if you black and proud. I salute you and that's a fact. Where you at? Let me hear you say it back.
You are listening to the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man, DJ Reese the Ruler. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Apparently there is a least offensive list or offensive Negro list. I'm curious, who do you think generates that list? And what do you have to do to get on it? Like, how do you get on the offensive Negro list? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I want to also invite you all out this Saturday. Look, we got to close strong. Shout out to Valoria Robinson. Shout out to Nidra Dokes. Shout out to Cassandra Red. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Lori Westerfield. Shout out to everybody that is part of the Black People First Party that is with us every Saturday. Look, y'all, we got to close strong. I need y'all to come on strong this weekend. Bring your petitions. Look, we're going to have on Wednesday tomorrow, if you have petitions out, we got a petition notary session at TP tomorrow. I think it's 4 to 6 or 4:30 to 6:30. I'll let y'all know. And then we got one on Saturday from 10 to 1. maybe 10-5. Let's finish strong. If everybody in this broadcast has not signed the Carrie Steele petition, I'm going to need y'all to do that. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me stop. I am Mays Jackson. And I think I might have to stay offensive. I said no apologies. I'm not apologizing for black. I'm not if you ain't apologizing for rape, robbing, and pillaging our community, let's just say for the last 20 years. I am not apologizing for being black, and I ain't apologizing for nobody black. Y'all ain't, man, please. If we're going to do some apologizing, I'll show you where we can start. Riis, you said it. You was offensive from the first day you were born. Riis, you trying to tell me that black man, no issues, no background, nothing, is still more offensive than somebody with issues?
Yeah.
And they come okay, it's clear. Nothing we got to respect. Hey, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. I want to encourage everybody this Saturday. Now, we ain't stopping, but real talk this Saturday, the Black People First Party is going to close strong. Riis, we kicking everybody butt. I'm just letting you know. So I'm going to expect to see your petitions on Saturday. I'm going to expect you to be at the turn-in. I'm going to expect everybody up in this mug to be at the turn-in. I don't care if you dropping off one sheet. You better stop by TP and drop off them sheets. Y'all, we are part of a movement. It is bigger. It is bigger. It is better. It is badder. I stay over here on my side of the line, minding my black-owned business. That's what I do. Come to my place of refuge. We got red, black, and green flags all around this mug. We got Black Panthers on the wall. We got. Maybe I've been too generous. Maybe I've been too welcoming. Maybe I need to. You ever like stop and then be like, you have a moment, then you stop and you be doing the math and you be like, oh, this reading thing is a lifelong thing. This ain't just reading now. This reading forever. But you know how you be like, hey man, I'm gonna let that be. It's like it's always funny people want to forget they tab. Or ignore they tab. I'll be like, oh nah, what? I'm doing you the favor now. When all the time I was always like, you was at the top of the list. You ever sit down and think about, man, one day I was thinking about how much I've put in other people's pockets compared to what they put in my pockets. Sometimes you be like, man, maybe I should. Like, not even because it's bullshit. It's just on some, like Riis on some player shit. Like, dang. Cuz been, and before I say something crazy to him, maybe I should think about the math. You don't need it. You ain't got to need it. But it sure is nice. It's always nice to be cool with Mace Jackson when it's sexy. Everybody want the plug, Mace Jackson. Everybody want the, but when it ain't, right? Like, don't nobody say no when it's. Do you go in the room and be like, oh no, that's my guy. That's my man's. Or do you go in the room like, that crazy motherfucker? Knowing that never, not once, Riis, have I blinked on my people. Never. Never. Riis, black, white, Asian, Latino, pink, purple, green, yellow. What do I say? My friends are my friends. It don't change based on who's in the room. It don't change based on who's in the room. And if it's telling 1,000 words, then you better have 2,000 to tell it back. Oh, but that's what I would do. Can't always say that's what everybody else would do. When the mob form, do you be like, yeah, that ain't, or do you be like, nah, that's my man's? Nah, he ain't crazy. Nah, he does say something legit. Or do you pull it up? When you walk up, and I want the laugh one. When I walk up, and you got both of them? When you walk up, and I say, just play the laugh one. And I say, get to be with me, man. If I walk up and I say,
uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
If that's your response, instead of, hell yeah, what's in it for the black people? We might be on different lists. I might have to just accept my place on the offensive list. I may just have to accept the fact that no matter what I do, no matter how black I am, it's never going to be enough. It's going to always be somebody that says, you're too black, you can't. Anybody ever tell anybody they two St. Patrick's? How many of the can we walk in the Southside Parade? Not without Lil, but I got to pick which Negroes I could be around. How many of them beer swilling done hard artists that you heard? It's the Mays Jackson Show, man. I'm about to tell y'all. You've never, ever, and I'm going to say this real clear, whether it's been my mother, my family, my kids, my wife, never, not once, have I made anyone unwelcome. I let you be who you are for who you are. Somebody got a beef with it, they got a beef with me. I don't think I've ever asked anybody to change. I let you be who you are, and I defend you for that right to be that. And if you're doing it in love, not as a weapon, because I know how to read, and because I read what it said on the paper and asked the question, that wasn't out of love. That was out of spite. Because how dare I ask, how dare I read that paper? Not the paper I wrote. And I think it's always, let me tell you how this always works. It always works after a day like this where my friendship is in question. I'm the one that's challenged. Never done anything to anybody that didn't try to hurt me. And I really don't want to do too much thinking about this reading and writing, because it'll make me think way back. I'll be smiling, I'll be cool. But it makes me think. Sometimes I think reading niggas is an issue. It's the Mays Jackson Show. This was a personal one for me today. I got to get up out of here. Got meetings today. Hey, Riis, you got anything for the people, man? You good? Anybody on that line before we get up out of here?
We got one on the line. I'm good. You want to take it?
Let me take it. Let me go ahead and take this call. Caller, you on the Mays Jackson Show.
Mr. Jackson, good morning.
Good morning.
This is the first show I've ever called in my 60 years of living, and I got to admit, I'm impressed.
You impressed? What?
I heard you speaking about people calling you offensive. And trust me, I spent 23 years in the military. I've lived in Saudi Arabia. I've been in Iraq. I've been some places people probably can't even pronounce and have a hard time finding on the globe. And yes, I've experienced some offensive people. But among my own people, I have found most offenses come from when you think for yourself. And I found this happening when we decided in the 70s and 60s we had enough. We're going to come out of the fields. We're going to come up to the good cities, start looking for blue-collar jobs, helping ourselves get the hell up out of that, whatever was going down in Mississippi and, doing something better for ourselves, not just for families, but as the people. And unfortunately, there were some people who was ready to move. Some simply were not ready to move. People came up to the cities, got good jobs, good homes, and money went out the right pocket as far as it went in the left pocket. And those who did not live that way, people who knew it to make it, people started thinking for themselves, well, you're offensive. Well, you're thinking like a white man. Well, if I want something, I can get it. But if I want to keep it, I better think like a white man, because if I think like somebody else, I might find somebody taking it from me. That's Saudi Arabia. That's any people of color. Somewhere along the way, we forgot how to see ourselves as a people, how to see ourselves as a culture. Long before Christianity, we had our own gods. We didn't need nobody to tell us what was right. We didn't need nobody to tell us what was wrong. But here we are fighting among ourselves. The question is why? You think for yourself, somebody else that's looking at the why do you think like that? Well, we shouldn't be burning down on why do you think like that? Why do you say that? Because you can think for yourself. And you will find yourself being called offensive by somebody of color before you find yourself being called offensive by somebody who is white.
Yeah.
And that's what hurts so much
So I'm going to say this. Can I say this? Because I want to take the hurt.
Oh, yeah, please.
Can I take the hurt out of this conversation? Because I'm not even hurt no more.
Oh,
I'm really pissed.
Oh, please. I stopped hurting a long time ago. Ago. When I had my first child and I held my child in my arms, walked down that hospital, floor with my firstborn, you begin to realize it's not about me. It's about the next generation. What are we leaving with? What are we leaving them without?
Man.
So when somebody calls me offensive, I'm like, okay, fine. As long as I'm not offensive to my children, as long as I'm not offensive to my inner family, fine. And if we have some issues, fine. But we don't have to pull out gas and send each other to the hospital every freaking night because we have issues. White folks ain't doing that to us. They're not sending us to emergency rooms at the gunshot wounds. They're not driving around neighborhoods. We doing this to ourselves.
Carl, I got to stop you right there because they are giving me the sign. There's nobody up there, is it? Is there? All right, they giving me the sign. Riis like, man, I got to get to work. This is the Mays Jackson Show. Can y'all be clear, though? I'm not sad. I'm pissed. I'm pissed that it even... Like, wait, what? Where they do that at? Where they be where black folks can't talk to black folks? Where that happen at? And where is it where anybody is comfortable saying that? Then it make me think like, dang, hold on. Wait, was you really saying me? I'm offensive? Apparently this offensive thing is a thing. And there's a list. And I want to know who is on the offensive black people list in Chicago. And I'm determined to find that out. Well, I can't do it today because I got to get up out of here because Riis looking at me like he got to get to work. So, y'all, this is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. For Mays, Riis, and Ruthie, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question. Sleep. Every single day we ask the question.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Mays said we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. For Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him